What's up, guys? Jeff here with Grit City Fitness and Performance, and today we're back with another board talk. Today's topic is realistic weight loss expectations. Now, the reason that this topic is a fun one for me, and it's a very important one for you, is because realistic expectations set the tone for the results that you're going to achieve. Now, when someone first comes and sits down with me, oftentimes we have a conversation, and that conversation leads to them saying, Jeff, I want to lose weight, and I'm all for it. And I want to help them succeed here. However, when it comes down to the real question of how much do you want to lose and how fast do you want to lose it, people will oftentimes say, hey Jeff, I want to lose 20 pounds in 3 weeks. I want to lose 50 pounds in 3 months. Or, this is when it gets fun, they actually ask me, Jeff, what is realistic? And this is when I get to answer them with the truth. And the truth is this. You reasonably can lose about 1 pound per week. So losing 1 pound per week is reasonable. If you're losing 2 pounds per week, you're on the fast side of this. However, when someone sits down with me, usually I say realistically we're shooting for about 2 pounds per week. So that means if your goal was 20 pounds, it's going to be a 10-week process. It's not going to be 3, it's going to be 10. Now, the reason we set this expectation and the realistic expectation around it is because when we don't set a realistic expectation, in 2 weeks when they're only lost 4 pounds, they're going to be pissed off. And it's not because they didn't work hard, and it's not because the nutrition wasn't on point. It's because the body does not release weight that way, and it doesn't release weight that fast. Now, you might be saying, Jeff, my friend, they just told me last week they lost 7 pounds in a week. So, a couple things. Most often, that's water weight. Second thing, they probably went to the bathroom quite a lot. Now, you might also be saying, Jeff, it's not water weight. It's, they started this program. It was keto, for instance. Keto is very, very popular right now, and I have nothing against keto. If you like fats, I'm perfectly happy for you, and I actually will agree that if it works for you and it keeps you on track, do it. So I'm not against or for any specific nutrition process. However, I do know how the body works, and I do know this. So basically, if you think about the body, and inside the body, you're eating proteins, fats, and carbs. Well, carbs are non-essential, so that's why they get removed in keto. However, if someone sees a very rapid result, which is usually true for the most people that do start keto, they'll see something like 7 to 10 pounds of weight loss. Well, what is true about this is basically think about carbs. After you consume them, they go into your body and they are like sponges, right? Well, then you follow up having these sponges go into your body, and then you follow it up with water. Well, when I get rid of the sponges and no longer consume them for a couple days or weeks, no longer do I have sponges going into my body, which then are consuming and holding and locking in the water. Well, when this happens, we can then see a very rapid swing of weight or weight loss, 7 to 10 pounds in a week, because no longer is your body holding onto water. So in truth, they did lose 7 to 10 pounds. However, it's not real weight because it's just water, okay? And then after that, it kind of stagnates and slows down, which is what I'm going to talk about in averages. So, let's go back again. Losing 1 pound a week is reasonable. Losing 2 pounds a week is on the fast approach, and if you are losing more than that, that's actually something that is possible based on the next topic. And the next topic is this. Realistically, a human being can lose about 1% of their body weight per week. And realistically, a human being can gain 1 pound, strategically gain 1 pound per month. Now, what this also kind of equates to is, again, if someone is a little heavier, say someone is a 200-pound male, they can realistically lose 2 pounds a week. Now, if I'm a 300-pound individual, losing 3 to 5 to 7 pounds is going to still, again, be realistic because they are on this upward swing of excessive weight loss to be had. Now, if you're an individual that has 120 pounds and you're trying to lose 20 pounds, the progress is going to be very, very slow. And it's not because you're not doing it right, you're not following a program, and you're not training hard. It's because your body doesn't want to get rid of it. So realistically, reasonable weight loss is about 1 pound. Fast approach is 2. You can realistically lose about 1% of your body weight per week, and realistically you can gain about 1% of body weight per month. Now, moving over to the next topic, which is the averaging. So let's go back to the keto concept that I already said. Let's say someone loses 7 pounds in a week. Well, if we look at the laws of averaging, basically, like I said, if we say on average we lose about 2 pounds per week for our individuals, and again, sometimes it's faster, sometimes it's slower, but in reality, it's going to take about 2 pounds per week to get to set goal. Now again, let's use a goal of 20 pounds. It would take about 10 weeks. Now again, if I set 10 weeks and we achieve it in 8, guess what? I bet you're going to be excited. But if I said it, we can do 20 pounds in 3 weeks, at week 2.5 and you're only down 4 pounds, you're probably going to be like, fuck you, Jeff, you're a liar, and you didn't tell the truth. So it's all about telling the truth with me, and it's all about keeping it realistic. So let's go back to that. Let's say someone does lose 7 pounds in the first week. Well, in week 2, most likely they're only going to lose maybe 0 to 1 pound. So let's just say 1. Now week 3, they're probably not going to lose any weight. Week 4, they might lose another pound. And in week 5, they again might lose 1 pound. So if we look at this, week 1 we lost 7. Week 2 we lost 1. Week 3 we lost 0. Week 4 we lost 1. And week 5 we lost 1. That total weight loss is 10 pounds. Now what did I say? If we have 10 pounds to lose, it's probably going to get divided by 2, gives me 5 weeks. So realistically, the result was on point. It all averaged out. So when someone is really excited about initial weight loss, that's great and all. However, you still have to think about how long the overall approach is going to be taking. So if you lose 7 pounds and you've got a 25-pound journey, it's still going to probably take you 12 weeks. All you did was cut an initial big chunk out week 1. However, in our approach, we look at it very similar, but now we're looking at more like 2 to 3 pounds, 1 pound, 2, 2, 2. So we still get 5. We still get 10 pounds loss, but now we just do it in a more strategic approach where we're realistically keeping our weight loss consistent. We're not having a huge fluctuation in jump or drop just because we took something out such as carbs, which then gives us our water weight drop instead of a true weight drop. So when you are setting goals, make sure you keep them realistic. Make sure you understand how long it's actually going to take you. So if you're talking to a trainer or a coach and they say, hey, your goal is so-and-so amount, and they shortcut it and they say it's going to be a lot shorter than it should, most likely they're just telling you a lie to get you to sign up and get you to train with them. But realistically, know this. It's reasonable to lose 1 pound per week. It's on a fast approach to lose 2. If you're a bigger or larger individual, you can basically average about 1% of your body weight per week. So again, if you're a 300-pound individual, 3 pounds per week is going to be perfectly normal. So that is when these numbers start to fall off a little bit, only because when it has a large swing to an overweight or obese population, they're going to have a faster weight loss than said individual at 120 pounds. From there, again, we can realistically lose about 1% of our body weight per week. We can realistically gain 1% of our body weight per month. And then we want to focus on the averaging of the weight loss. So again, if someone does lose 7 pounds in the first week and we have a 10-week process or a 5-week process like I do up here, most likely it's still going to all average out at the end of the 5th week. Whether they lose 7 pounds week 1 or only 2, it's still going to average out over the course of their results. And now again, it's better to set a realistic expectation of what's going to happen than set an unrealistic expectation, because when realistic expectations are set, we actually know exactly how long it's going to take, and we can be excited for that. We can also be excited when we hit the goal early. However, if we set an unrealistic expectation, oftentimes we get pissed off, resort back to old habits, and never make the true change that we were intending for, because we get pissed off at ourselves, our trainers, our coaches, the nutrition, and say this shit doesn't work because we wanted it to go faster. But when it's too fast, it won't happen. So we have to again look at what realistic weight loss expectations are. So if you want help with your nutrition, your training, and you want to set realistic goals for yourself, your training, your nutrition, and your results, click on the link above. Let's have a conversation and let's see how we can get you on the fastest, straightest path from where you're currently at to your end goal and vision of yourself. Take care, guys. Hopefully this answers your questions.